It's Thursday morning, and it's time for Tech for Seniors Live, where technology gets its deserved deep dive. This isn't happening via Zoom, so we can't see who's joining the show. So please sign in to the chat box below as we gather around the screen, both far and wide, with curiosity as our ever-trusty guide. We'll navigate the digital seas, a knowledgeable crew, exploring all the tech tips, both old and new. No need for cameras, no need for dress. Just bring your questions and we'll address. From gadgets to apps and all the tech lore, we're here to help, to teach, and much more. So type away in the chat. Don't be shy. Our tech-savvy hosts are here to reply. It's Thursday morning. Let the tech talk flow at the Tech for Seniors Live, the best tech show.
Excuse me, making a full-length movie on your phone, or having all the computer power in the world on your PC. This is what we're going to talk about today, and all the tech news of the week. I'm Rand Brown. This is Tech for Senior Live. It is December the 12th of 24. So welcome everybody. We have a great show for you today. Hopefully you're not too cold where you're from. It's getting a little chilly out there, and it's countdown to Christmas. But we have a lot of fun things to talk about today. Lots of interesting things. However, we wanted just to bring everyone up to date. We do have a Monday show. This is, of course, is all about tech news today. We do appreciate your coming and listening, and I appreciate the people who send us information about articles they'd like us to discuss. And we have, of course, Jim Ham and Mike Ungerman are sent us a bunch of articles this week. Thank you so much to Jim and Mike, and we do encourage that. Just drop us a note and we'll put the articles on the list. Although we like the articles to be related to a newspaper article, because this is about the tech news of the week. Our Monday show is a little different. Our Monday show is on Monday. It's a Zoom meeting. We do broadcast it out to YouTube. If you haven't come, and we're coming up to our 6th season, 245 shows we've done. It's a lot of fun, and I would encourage you to come. I think you'll have a good time, and we have lots of interesting presentations on our Monday show. If you want to follow us along, just to remind everyone, if you want to, where are we here? we go. If you want to follow the articles that we view today on as we go along, and they're hard to see sometimes on the screen, you can just go to our Facebook page, and the articles are there. We post these articles daily, so if you have a news computer club or something, and you're always looking for, hey, what's the latest tech news? If you just come over to our Facebook page, you'll see that we have we'll usually have posted the articles about, and we do that every day. So we sometimes don't get to all the articles because our show's only 1 hour long. So anyway, but we do try to get through them all. We have, of course, a great gang today, a gang of some really interesting people, and I'll tell you why in a minute. Of course, I'm Ron Brown. I'm from Comox, British Columbia. But we have Huey is on the road. He's calling in from Naples, Florida. So his background's a little bit different today, but he's on the move. Huey.
Yes, I'm on the 12th floor overlooking the Gulf of Mexico.
Hey, it's pretty cool.
Right on the water. And it's gorgeous, but it was 49 when I woke up this morning. Though for South Florida, that's cold. And it's right now it's 65. It's only going to go to 69 today, but tomorrow get back into the 70s, and by next couple of days it'll climb back up into the 80s.
Excellent. The next person I'm going to introduce, and I don't know how to introduce him because he has now published 5 books. He's published a bazillion videos. He's probably the best-selling author in North America right now. And he's, I don't know where to, I said, Bob, how do you want me to introduce you? I have no idea how to introduce this man, other than, of course, he is our security expert on our Monday show. But aside from that, he's just publishing and writing and doing so much with AI. He's going to talk a lot about AI today. Bob, how do you want me to introduce you?
Somebody who's freezing because it's cold over here. 24 outside, and the computer room is the coldest room in the house in the winter. It's the hottest room in the house in the summer.
Well, I tell you, it's getting a little nippy out there, that's for sure.
Yep.
For sure. Now, I know you're going to tell us about your books and all the things you've done this week. We're going to talk about that on the show today. But congratulations. I hope that it all goes well for you.
One more thing accomplished on my bucket list.
Yeah. And now, do you have? I guess you're not going to tell us what more you have to come, because you're always a big surprise for us, right?
Yep.
And of course, we have from Pine, Arizona, who's muted. So just remind you that from Pine, Arizona, Ray Baxter, who is of course, our music director on our Monday show, but a famous guy himself because he's the president of APCUG, which is the Association of Personal Computer User Group. Hey, that's quite a mouthful. He's also the president. He's also the treasurer, and he's a super nice guy too. So. From Pine, Arizona. Now, I always think of Pine, Arizona, lots of snow right now. What's going on? You're really, where are you now with the weather?
No, it's not snowing at all. It's upper 40s right now. It gets down to the low 30s at night, but nothing. I don't think it's hit freezing more than a couple of times. And it's going to be cloudy today, but still a fine day. For the last 3 days, when I've been driving, I've had the sunroof open. It's been that nice.
Oh, really?
Sunroof open in December. First time ever, I think.
There you go. All right. Well, you go down to Phoenix quite a bit as well, don't you?
A few times a month.
Yeah. So, and I would imagine
the car knows how to get there now, so I don't have to worry about it anymore.
Yeah. Oh, so my friend just got his Tesla. I told you last week. He got an upgrade this week, and now he can stand at the end of the driveway and call the Tesla, and they'll drive out, pick him up. Wow. I thought, okay, this is pretty cool. I'm wondering if you can send it to the restaurant for the food and then bring it home or something. I don't know. We'll see how it all works out. It's sort of interesting. All right, let's see who's listening today. Let's see what's going on. Come up here, and we will see. See, the first person here is, of course, Jim Talman from windy but beautiful in Venice, Florida today.
Yeah, Jim was at our Stug get together the other day, and I got to see him and talk to him and in person.
Had you met Jim before? Have you seen?
Yes, yeah. Well, I've met him before.
Okay, good. Okay, it's so nice, People don't understand. I've met Ray and I've met Bob, but I've never met Huey. So we've never met in person. So it's sort of interesting. Sally Ann from had a conversation with Copilot. Amazing technology. It is.
Yep.
Yeah, it is.
I use it every day.
Yeah, absolutely. Bernard DeFazio, Sterling Heights Computer Club, Detroit, Michigan, 17 degrees Fahrenheit, little nippy there. And Steve Powell, Kirkland, Washington, 38 degrees and overcast. Gene Lingenfelter,
Northwest Pennsylvania.
Northwest Pennsylvania, 26 degrees Fahrenheit, a little snow. Welcome, Gene. Gene, of course, was is a friend of mine back from my days at Silver Ridge back in Mesa, and I used to go to his computer club and talk there for a number of years. Sterling, I think we saw, did we not? Sterling Heights Computer Club. Bernard says Sterling Heights Computer Club, Detroit, Michigan, 70 degrees Fahrenheit and windy. Ed Weiss, 39 degrees and sunny in New Jersey. Edie says 42 degrees in Prescott, Arizona, later predicted to be 58 and windy.
Yeah.
JJ Johnson, 7 degrees in Waukegan, Illinois.
Ooh, that's cold.
It is. Liz Milford from Ohio, 19 degrees, sunny and a dusting of snow. And of course, Marie Strom is from cloudy Victoria, BC, where it is in the low 40s. Steve Parker, minus 6 degrees centigrade, with a wind chill minus 21 in Niagara.
He must be visiting.
Right. Ray, new cans.
I think he's talking about my headphones. I'm going to guess. That's a complete guess.
Okay. Are they new headphones?
Yeah, relatively new, and they're not expensive at all. I happen to like the headphones that you can plug in rather than Bluetooth for meetings like this. It's easier to plug and unplug as opposed to going into your settings and having to make changes. So,
all right. Kathleen Steed from New York. My usual on-site program is not happening. Glad to be here. Hey, we have to make you this has got to be your new program that you watch every Thursday. Glad to be here. 38 degrees in Manhattan, New York. Kathleen, of course, is a big supporter of Tech for Senior. Thank you so much for joining us, and hopefully we can be your main show on Thursday. We got to do a good job today for Kathleen, you guys.
Very good, Ron.
All right. So thanks, Kathleen. I think that's about it. I think we've got everybody. All right. So listen, we got to get going here, and we got to earn our keep, so to speak. People didn't come to listen to us talk. They came to talk about tech news. So let's have a look and see about the news articles we want to talk about today. And of course, the first one that I wanted to talk about was, which I know Bob's going to talk a little bit about this, but OpenAI finally launched Sora, its powerful AI generator. So after months of delays and whispers in the industry, OpenAI finally lifted the curtain on Sora, its AI-powered video generation model. First teased back in February, Sora seemed stuck in development limbo, while competitors like Runway's Gen 3 and Meta's Movie Gen raced ahead to market. But on Monday, OpenAI made its official during its 12 days of OpenAI. According to the company, Sora Turbo is a new and improved version of the model previewed earlier this year, offering faster performance with enhanced features. Users can generate videos from text prompts or uploaded images, blend scenes, and even remix existing videos by tweaking details. This is a critical part of our AGI roadmap. OpenAI Sam Altman declared safety is a priority. Sora's outputs come with visible watermarks and embedded metadata to ensure traceability. And the platform says it will strictly prohibit generation of copyright content, deprecation of minors, explicit material. The company says it's also taking extra precautions to block misuse, including the creation of deep fakes or harmful content. Well, Sora is exciting. It's not without its quirks. And before I think that's about interesting. Unlike most OpenAI products, Sora isn't part of ChatGPT itself or built on GPT-4. Instead, it lives on a separate platform, Sora.com, specifically designed for video creation. So you don't get this through ChatGPT. This approach raises eyebrows considering that integrating Sora with ChatGPT could offer a more streamlined experience. ChatGPT currently boasts up to 11 million subscribers with over 3.75 billion visits, making it the choice to keep Sora separate, a curious one. Still, it's likely calculated move by OpenAI. So, Bob,
if I can butt in for a second, they say it's separate from ChatGPT. However, when ChatGPT was not available yesterday for a part of the day toward the evening, neither was that. So how are they separate? If ChatGPT goes down, I also couldn't access the video creation. It just wasn't available. It told me it wasn't available in this country, although I had just finished creating.
So what do you think, Bob? I mean, you're the man of the hour. You're the one.
When we change over to the other part, you'll get to see what one of the things that I've done with this.
Right. But so what's your thoughts? Like, give us you're using it. Give us your thoughts on this.
It's easy to use. You can just simply type in a prompt and it creates a video. Okay. Now, unless you want to pay $200 a month, right now you're limited to 10 seconds. And if you want to do it in 1080p instead of 7 or 480, you're going to be waiting for a while. Because I had some time yesterday where I wasn't the only one trying to use it, and the server was not available, or I was on hold for the video creation to happen. It's slowed down a little, but it is really interesting because the quality is just phenomenal.
Yeah, I watched several videos of the people I follow in AI, and they were trying to sample it. And one had been waiting like a half an hour, and it still hadn't rendered anything. So they were leaving it. So I have a feeling that probably overloaded their servers. And even though the two of them aren't combined, they're probably using the same hardware, and that's why it went down. But no one's saying that. But that's what I'm guessing.
But this is where an AI computer in the future is going to come in handy.
Sure.
Because you'll be able to do this at home.
So you and I have both used NVIDIA, right? I mean, NVIDIA, you give a prompt, it does the thing for you and it puts it in. How is this different? Is this just better, or it's like
the quality is much better.
Better, eh?
Yeah, it's professional quality.
Yep. You don't have six fingers.
The way you access it is you must have a paid account for ChatGPT. And then and that's the $20 a month.
Okay.
And so it doesn't cost you anything extra to be able to use it. However, there's limitations.
Okay.
And I thought 480 was the highest you could go at that level. And it's only you said 8 seconds, and I'm not even sure if it's I think it was 5 seconds, but I may be wrong.
10 seconds.
It is 10 seconds. Okay. Yeah. The $200 a month gets you the 1080p, and it also gets you up to 30 seconds.
Okay.
$200 a month. You got to do an awful lot of video and have some income from it to make it worthwhile. And those are the only two prices. It's either the
No
30,
in between.
there's either 20 a month or 200 a month.
So the thing about this is, and I don't want to sort of, well, we're going to move on to the next subject in a second, but listening to Leo Laporte's Sunday show this morning, I would tell you that all the panel that he had on all were paying the $200 because they're producing content for, they're making money. They're all in their own individual rights, video produce, they're something to do in technology, and their take on this was it's just so good that it, because they're making money on what they create, this is helping them with their business, right? So it is.
Yep.
And that's the point that I was going to make, is I can see applications for this in the corporate world, in the business world. I don't see where the everyday consumer, everyday user of a computer is going to have any interest in this.
But most of the people like Matt Wolf that I watch all the time, he's paying the $200 a month because he reports on these things.
Exactly.
And makes money. He doesn't make money from the videos. He makes money from reporting on the videos.
Sure. Okay, let's move on. The next one is, of course, this I think is very interesting. And this, of course, is the quantum computer can do mind-boggling tasks. Now, let's just talk a little bit about this. Yesterday, Google debuted Willow, a new quantum chip that the company said needs less than 5 minutes to complete a test problem that would take the world's fastest supercomputer 10 septillion years to figure out. 30-year setback solved. The more processing bits, called qubits, that a quantum computer has, the more powerful it is. But the more errors that occur too. Until now, for the first time in quantum computing, adding more qubits to Willow reduced the error rate, which is a critical step towards scaling this type of computing, Google's Quantum AI Lab said.
This gets us closer to quantum computing.
Yeah,
correct.
We aren't there yet, but it could now become a reality. Up till now, it's been a pipe dream.
That's correct. And Willow is still experimental, but with governments around the world dumping billions of dollars into research, quantum computing could start to meaningfully change our lives in 5 years, according to Oxford Research. But just think about it.
Ron, there's also a direct correspondence between quantum computing and what we're using now, because if quantum computing becomes a reality, what we do now with AI is absolutely nothing compared to what it will be able to do. My
point. That's exactly my point, Bob. Yep. Is that sure, we're all excited about AI, but in this is amazing, and probably maybe not in our lifetime, but maybe so. We will see quantum computing will be the Windows computing. It'll be on our phones, or it'll be on our laptops, and it will give us the power of all the computers that are in the world today. And you say that's weird, but if you take, I'm sure if you look back that where we were 20 years ago with computers, and you even look at the first space, the first landing on the moon, and look at the little calculator type digital displays that they had, you say, well, all that computing to land the first spacecraft on the moon could all be in a little calculator now, or easily on our phone. So to put this in perspective, that life is going to change so much in the next few years, right?
I don't think it's going to be a few years. I think it's going to be well more than that. I looked up the septillion, and that is basically the number 10 followed by 21 zeros. And so this to me isn't exciting at all. None of us are going to be around when this becomes. I'm more interested in what can help me today, not what may possibly be in the future.
Well,
doesn't appeal at all.
As a segue into that, Ray, we are going to talk about something that's going to help you. Can you help us figure this out? Because, of course, we reported last week that come hell or high water, can I say that? Anyway, come hell or, that there is no way, unless you have a TPM2 chip, you are not getting Windows 11. Well, Mike Ungerman, Jim Ham sent me this article and said, hey, you guys, and this, of course, is Microsoft allows installing Windows 11 on unsupported hardware. They changed the rules again, and this is in a surprising reversal. Microsoft has published new guidelines for installing Windows 11 on devices that do not meet the operating system's minimum requirements. The decision came less than a week after the company reiterated that the need for a TPM2 chip was non-negotiable for official Windows 11 use, as reported by TechSpot. Microsoft has released a support page showing the process of installing Windows 11 on unsupported hardware. However, the company has laid out some key disclaimers. First, it doesn't recommend taking this route. Second, if you go ahead, you'll need to be okay with the risks. So, all right.
But since that article came out, I've seen other ones where Microsoft definitely says, no, that's wrong. They are dead set against anyone being able to use it.
So and why Ron, did how does this differ from the previous? It says these are new guidelines. What's new about them?
Not a thing. And I think they also removed those guidelines. The last I had heard, they aren't even available anymore.
Yeah, with a registry hack, you can certainly bypass the need for a modern day processor. And with a registry hack, you can also bypass the 2.0 as long as you have a 1.2 TPM. But if you don't have any TPM at all, hack. I don't think you're going to be able to get it to do Windows 11.
But Ray, okay. You don't need a registry hack. All you need to do is be an insider, and Microsoft will upgrade you from Windows 10 to Windows 11, and you didn't even know what was going to happen.
I think your situation is unique, Bob. Can you name anybody else you know that has the situation
I know
you do?
A few other people who wound up the same way. Microsoft updated their Windows 10 Insider to a Windows 11 Insider.
Oh, okay,
we're still running Windows 11.
Well, we got to get moving here, guys. That's good to know.
We got to get moving. Let's just do a few more comments. Let's have a look. JG Nimble. Arcadia High 1. Diane, hello from this is cold Florida.
Mm-hmm.
Steve Parker, Google first quantum computer was built in BC, Canada, and sold for $1 billion. Hey, welcome. Diane says, well said, Ray. I agree with you. I'm interested in now. All right, let's get to the news, the tech news, the now stuff. Let me just get this organized here.
Make sure that you refresh.
I will. And we're going to use Huey's screen.
Yeah, well, I need a refresh as well. So let me do that. And then turn this off.
And I think we've got...
oh, look at this.
Yeah. Pretty good, Bob. Is this Sora?
Certainly is. And you see what the prompt is. Santa surprising the seniors attending the Monday morning Tech for Senior Zoom meeting.
Now, there's no audio, eh?
There is on the video that I have, not here on.
Okay. That's pretty good. That's pretty clear, eh?
Yep.
There you go. Okay. Well, interesting. Let's come down to the first article.
It's Ray.
Ray.
And what is that? Oh, the OpenAI. Let me make sure I have.
12 days of ship must include Sora and new reasoning model.
Okay, this is the promotion. And this is what we talked about a little bit before with Sora. It's actually the 12 days. Some people are calling it the 12 days of OpenAI. Others call it the 12 days of Shipmas. And it's a promotion that started on December 5. And every day for 12 straight days, OpenAI is launching a new product or demo. So Sora, which we talked about, we've already talked about it. That was the long-awaited one. But this article will tell you how to stay tuned for the remaining 12 days of OpenAI.
Okay.
All right. General Motors is ending the Cruise Robotaxi program. So it's shutting down its Cruise Robotaxi project, citing intense competition and the steep cost with developing them. And now the new focus is going to be just on developing advanced driver assistance systems for fully autonomous personal vehicles. But many of us will remember when a Cruise robotaxi during testing struck a pedestrian in 2023. And I think all that bad publicity is also a major reason why they're deciding to shut it down now. Okay, goodbye to $20 and $50 bills. Now, wait a second. It's not really what you think. But I can recall personally about 50 years ago thinking the cashless society was coming soon. And then while today we have digital wallets that Ron talks about all the times, you would think banknotes would be soon disappearing. But no, the U.S. government will be replacing various denomination bills through 2038 in an effort to make them more difficult to counterfeit. And the first ones on the line will be $20 bills and $50 bills.
Yeah, they don't disappear. They just get new versions.
Okay. This is most popular Miss A questions, right? Yeah. In this article, Amazon reveals the most asked questions of Miss A during 2024 in the United Kingdom. And while it did not surprise me that questions regarding Taylor Swift were high on the list, what was a surprise is the song Happy Birthday was the most popular song request. Give me a break.
Oh, really? But not.
Well, that's because everybody has a birthday, and their friends want to have somebody.
So every day it's being asked that, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Now, the last sentence of the article says it all. If this is a hint of how we're going to be interacting with the likes of ChatGPT voice mode, it points to a dark, troubled future for our poor voice assistants.
Well, Alexa can't do much more than those kind of questions. So the AI stuff that's coming, it's going to be more intricate, and we'll have to see how people use it.
And we'll be ongoing conversations.
Yeah.
And then this one, NVIDIA is possibly getting a $1 billion fine. Now, to me, first it was the European Union going after Apple, but now the Chinese government is looking to hit NVIDIA with a $1 billion fine. All relates to the chips that NVIDIA was to supply to the Chinese market following their acquisition of a company called Mellanox Technologies that required the approval of the Chinese. But with NVIDIA complying with U.S. export restrictions, that has limited supply of chips going to China. So this event really highlights the growing tensions in the global semiconductor industry. Stay tuned for future announcements.
Ron, this one's yours.
This was an interesting, and I haven't quite figured this out yet, but it was an interesting one because, of course, my little grandson's coming, and a lot of his presents are Lego, and Lego is a big deal with toys. And this was a smartphone app that generates Lego plans for real world objects. And this is an app that you can download, and and if you have an object, and the example they gave was a car, and you take an image of the car, take a picture of it, and it creates blocks of Lego to be assembled back into the car. Now, what I'm not quite sure how this all works. So I couldn't quite figure that out this morning. I don't think you digitally print off if anyone knows or has done this app, it just came out. I think the app was Czech entrepreneur developed a smartphone app called Brick My World. And this is big. This is going to be this is going to make him a lot of money. And they were saying it's funny no one else has figured this out. It's just I haven't had a chance to download the app and try it or see exactly how this works. But if you have kids or grandchildren and you're buying a lot of Lego, you might want to have a look at this app.
So also be careful where you walk with bare feet.
Yeah. Exactly. All right, the next one coming up is the Watch OS for Apple is now available with 2 new features. So I don't know. I guess if you're out there and you have an Apple Watch, put in the chat. I'm not sure if you actually have to manually update it or if it automatically updates into the watch of the Apple Watch, and I'm not quite sure. But 11.2 is out now. So if you do have the Apple Watch, you want to make sure that you have 11.2. And the 2 features I'm sure you'll be interested to know. The first one is it has a Tide app that expands to show coastal regions in China. So I'm sure that's something that you want to know. But the camera remote app can pause recordings of iPhone videos. So that's there, and those are the two big features. So anyway, it is available. So if you do have the Apple Watch, make sure you update it to the newest. Now, this was an interesting article, and I thought this would be a fun one to look at. What type of apps do people actually pay for? Like, what do you think people pay for? Well, the first one is digital entertainment is the most common, such as Facebook or Prime. So 8.2 billion for digital entertainment is the most expensive. Followed second is dating. 5.7 billion is spent on dating apps, people buying dating apps. The third is video sharing. Fourth is comics. And the fifth, Ray, is music podcasts. So music is well behind digital entertainment, sex, short videos, video sharing, comics, you get music. And then, of course,
I would have thought music and digital entertainment would be the same. I don't understand what the difference is.
Yeah, I guess digital video, I guess they should be Netflix, Disney, and stuff, like visual stuff, rather than that's how. But
it doesn't say that. I mean, it should be a better explanation, I think.
Yeah, and storage. Then it goes down to storage, live storage. But anyway, I thought Netflix, Disney, and sex are the 2 big ones.
That's on what apps do people pay for?
That's correct. Yeah.
Not what they watch and so on. And I think I've got
that is true. That is true.
I've got something coming up on that.
Yeah, that is true, and that's what people pay for, which I thought was sort of cute. Let's see. Now, this is interesting. Now, this is super, super interesting. How many of you have heard of VIPs? VIPPS. Bet you nobody's heard of it. I bet you guys nobody has heard of VIPs. Now, why did I put this or even mention this? Because this is going to be something really interesting. What VIPs is by introducing a new NFC-enabled tap-to-pay mobile pays feature, is a Norwegian-based company that has created VIPs. And this is, folks, pay attention to this because this is big news. It is the world's first alternative to Apple Pay on the iPhone. This is the very first. So pay attention because you're going to be hearing a lot about this. So the European Commission has deregulated, and they've given Apple notice on this that there's got to be some competition, right? And this is the first company. It's a Norwegian-based company, has created this as the tap to pay. It's a mobile. It's a digital wallet that competes against Apple's Apple's iPay, Apple Pay, and it's called VIPS, VIPPS, and it's just come out. And so I suspect we'll be seeing more of this and talking a lot about this in the future.
Well, is it only in Canada?
No, this is. I don't think it's anything to do with Canada.
That's what the headline says, and it says
What it says
iPhone
in
in Canada blog. So it sounds like it's just in Canada.
I don't think so. I'm just reading down the article. I don't even think it would be, because it's in Europe and it was developed in Norway. So I don't think. I think it just came into Canada. It's
So
probably.
why do you think the headline says in Canada?
Well, because it was off a Canadian site.
Canada blog. So it's, and if you look at it says iPhone in Canada.ca.
Right.
So it's the article comes from Canada.
Right.
Okay. But not necessarily.
But I don't think. I think it's. And in fact, I was going to look it up. I don't have it. Huey, when he gets some time, maybe later, he's got an iPhone. He can look it up and see exactly if someone out there is
Huey has an iPad, not an iPhone.
But if anyone out there has an iPhone, they can look and see. Just go to the Apple Store and see if VIPPS is there and let us know. All right. The next one is Google's Wallet, which we talked about last week, is rolling out. It's adding Passport ID on Android, so you'll be able to add your passport. I wanted just to remind people, if you do enter your passport in there, please take your passport with you when you travel. Don't expect it to work in different countries. You still are probably going to need a physical passport for a while. So just don't take off, but you'll be able now, if you have an Android phone, you can add your passport in there. So Bob, where's Bob? Did you read about this? So this is on the Pixel phone, the drop for December. You now have bypass charging feature, and it actually turned mine on. It works, so you can limit your charging to 80%. So you just
haven't gotten the update yet.
Oh yeah, okay. When you get the update,
I checked again this morning.
All right. So when you go to so on your Pixel, any of the Pixel phones, it goes back now. I guess to all of them. If you go back and you look in the battery section and you look at the battery in settings, there's just a switch there, and you can switch it, and it will limit charging to 80%, which of course has a theoretical benefit of limiting, extending your battery life over time. And I turned mine on. I've never really had a problem. I don't really ever. I don't really have problems with my battery on the phones. But anyway, I thought I'd try it and see what happens. But it's just a switch, and you just turn it on, and away you go. So it's there. It's with the December update of your Pixel phone. Now the other thing is, this is an interesting article. This was about YouTube is a hit on TVs, and it's starting to act like this. Now, one of the big success, now, as you probably know, in the United States, there's YouTube TV, which is a service. What we're talking about now is not YouTube TV. We're talking about just YouTube, which the rest of the world all have YouTube. And the amazing thing about YouTube is people are using it as an alternative to watching. Well, they're watching it on their televisions. It is a huge consumer of people are watching this with great, and I do as well. I watch most of my TV programming is all on YouTube, not YouTube TV.
70% of our TV watching is done on YouTube.
Yep. Mine as well. I watch a lot of the various programs. They're just delayed an hour or two, but I can watch them on YouTube and on the big screen in my living room.
Exactly.
While I'm snacking or eating dinner or whatever, or I can have my iPad doing other work and having it in the background. Yeah.
So this is an article about what YouTube is changing, and these are new features of how you control the menuing system for watching the videos on TV. It wants to make it easier for you to be more like a TV experience, and they're making big changes in how basically how you move from video to video and how you move around the menuing system. And this is an article about that.
Yeah, I found several new comedians that are my favorites now through watching 8-minute, 10-minute, and then hour clips of these comedians. I'm going to do an article on that. Probably not for us because that's not really technology, but it's just some comedians that are really funny.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but
So-
part of their algorithm is a pain in the butt, because if you watch something, then all of a sudden what you used to watch on a regular basis isn't coming up on,
Right.
what they suggest.
Right.
Because you made the mistake and watched a video that grabbed your attention. Now
Right.
they change all of the other things
Yeah.
because of AI and their algorithms.
Yeah. And I think that, Bob, I think that they're trying to change some of that, because that is an ongoing problem. Because
Yep.
with excuse me, with a TV experience, you always want to watch your show, your Monday afternoon show at 2:00. You want to always watch that same show, which is sort of what we expect on TV, where YouTube doesn't really work like that. So I think they're trying to change that experience for you, so you'll be able to do some of these things for that. We talked about this, so we're not going to talk about that. We already discussed that. This is I'm not
Ron,
gonna
where are
go-
all of mine? I posted a whole bunch.
You're coming up
going.
next.
Sorry, did we miss some, or did we go over them?
No.
no,
They
you're coming
just,
up to it.
You posted a whole bunch.
Okay. Let's go down to, where are we? Google announces.
Yeah, we covered that already.
Yeah. Keep going down.
And the next one is Huey's.
There you go.
Okay, the first one, rising to the tops. How NPUs and Windows AI grow? How will it grow in 2025? And I didn't know what tops was, and I had to read it. Look down the article here. Come on. And tops is, let's see where it says what it is. More ads and more ads. Come on. It's not moving. Okay. All these ads. So I'll just, it's terabytes of something. I can't even remember what it is, but it's a size. And the new MPUs are going to really grow this coming year.
You're supposed to be doing
The
it
next-
home on your computer. It had better grow,
Yeah.
because otherwise it'll be slower than molasses.
And this article is bank fraud is rising. How to protect yourself from Kim Commando. She's got a lot of really good articles out there, and that's one of them.
Huey, can I just talk? I think I posted this one.
Yeah, you did. Okay.
I just wanted to mention. I just wanted to mention a couple of things on this. One of the things that I think that she pointed out in this article, and it goes down, and we talk a lot about security. I mean, there's no doubt we focus a lot of our shows on security. One of the things that says in the article is that most of you really trust your bank, and you think your bank is on your side, and you have your money in the bank. But that is not true. In fact, last year, banks reimbursed scam victims at pitiful rates. JP Morgan Chase reimbursed 2% of its transaction disputed as scams. So be very careful when we're talking about, ways in which you need to protect yourselves. Take it seriously, because your bank does not have your back. If you lose your money to a scam, there's a 2% chance that you'll actually get that transaction reversed. So it's very small. So please be careful of that. That was the reason.
And that's taking your money out of the bank, but it's also using a debit card instead of a credit card.
Absolutely. If you go and you use your debit card and you use it in an ATM, then and someone gets they scam the number and your passcode, then bingo, you're not liable. You're liable for that, and you're going to lose your money. Another reason why you should be using digital wallets. Anyway, I'll rest my case and. All right. Oh, just before we move on, I wanted to just quickly couple of things. So Steve Parker, hey, well done, Steve. Thanks. Vips is available in the Apple Store. There you go. So you can download and use Vips right now. It's a digital payment. See, before that, we've had lots of options. There's Samsung Pay, there's Google Pay, there's a lot of in Android. There's a bunch of different digital wallets, but not so in Apple. This is the very first one in Apple. Murray says, I have found that I need to initiate Apple Watch updates manually from my iPhone. I have to put the watch in a charger, and it has to be more than correct 35% charge before it starts. I guess that's the same as Android as well. Thanks, Murray. So you have to manually actually do it. Steve says tops terabyte operation per second. That's
what I couldn't remember, but that's fast.
And Ray says, Ray's kicked out. We kicked Ray out. Says, let me in, please. Where'd you go, Ray?
I'm back, I guess, right? And my main internet went down and it's not back, so I'm using the hotspot on my phone right now.
Oh,
but
okay.
The only way I knew to get your attention, Ron, is doing the chat.
We missed you. We missed you a lot.
Not that much because you weren't looking for me.
All right, go ahead.
Okay, this is from The Verge. How AI and surveillance technology infiltrated sports. So it talks about how the AI is making differences in sports. I noticed in the football games, they always hold something in front of the coaches when the coaches are giving instructions with their headsets. They always put something up in front of their mouth so people can't lip read. And there's also several other things that are changing. And Ron, this is you.
In tennis, the disputes about whether it hit the line or was outside the line or inside the line, that's now also, in most instances, no longer something that's being done manually. Technology's taken that over.
Yeah, and baseball too, on calls and also on calls on base for getting people out, or how whether they caught the ball and it hit the ground first, or it's changing.
So just
pretty soon you won't have umpires anymore.
So let everyone know Siri married ChatGPT. The title card of yesterday's iOS OS update is that ChatGPT has been integrated into Siri, so you can, for example, add AI-generated images to your writing without leaving notes or prompts. Apple writing tools to rewrite your email in a poem form. So it's just let you know that ChatGPT now is integrated into Siri in Apple.
So how is that Apple AI? It's ChatGPT.
Shh, don't say that. Not supposed to say that, Bob.
Ron, this is you.
Yeah, that we just talked about that same thing. Bob, never trust
what a corporation tells you. It was just the other day that Google vehemently denied that an increase for YouTube TV was coming. I just received this notice. To keep up with the rising cost of content and the investments we make in quality and our service, we're updating our monthly price from $72.99 a month to $82.99 a month starting January 13th, 2025. That certainly looks like a $10 per month increase to me.
And that $10 is the exact one that they were denying.
That's correct. Now, there was also, on that same note of not trusting corporations, if you remember, T-Mobile vehemently denied the fact that they were a part of the hack that affected all the other telecompanies. Well, it came out today. Oh, they lied. Yes, they were also affected.
I think this is yours, Huey.
Yeah, how to create clone voice that sounds exactly like you. So, Bob, if you want your voice on the videos instead of the ones created uh, by some of the programs, this tells you how you can create that sound using the voice software and then uploading it and using that for your clone voice.
Okay. Although at this point, I do not clone my voice.
Yep.
You hear me live and in person.
And Bob, or this is you.
Yeah, play this. And this is what happens if you follow and join Tech for Senior.
Oh, okay.
It's a hip hop.
Do you want to play it? Do you want to play a bit? Just play a bit of it, Huey?
We can.
I don't know. I don't know if
It's-
it'll work or not, but we can try
I
it.
don't know.
Just click it and see if it'll work.
Just click it.
It's sort of catchy.
Do you hear it?
No.
Okay, it's playing on my machine, but
Okay,
Yeah,
so we're
right.
not
You
gonna.
have to click it because it's
Yeah.
a video. So
yeah.
it's not embedded. It's taking you to YouTube.
Okay, so that's not gonna work. Okay.
Yep.
Okay, now I don't know how to shut it off now. I mean, are you seeing it?
This
We're
guy,
hearing it.
level 100 employee.
Tech for Senior hip hop.
So well done, Bob. Okay. Up, Huey hit the wrong button. Huey hit the wrong button. All right. Until he comes back, we'll come over to my screen. We'll come down.
Next one is also mine.
Yeah. These are all your books.
Yeah, those are all my books that are now published and available on Amazon.
So, Bob, tell us a little bit about what you did. Now, I'm sure people will be interested. Now, this is, of course, a bucket list thing. You said to publish your own books, but tell us about how you did this.
How going through a lot of hoops using AI. I am not ashamed to say that it's AI that helped in the process, and it helped in a lot of ways. It helped in bringing out some of the ideas, and it helped in fulfilling the requirements needed to actually publish an ebook on Amazon. And my books, like my YouTube channel, have all different flavors, from sci-fi to fairy tales to tech. And my books will reflect that same
That's cool.
diverse genre.
Now, one of the book's titles, Bob, is AI and Seniors, the Perfect Match. I really like that. Now, your books are available. Is there a cost to your books?
It depends. It depends. If you have a Kindle, you can read them free of charge.
Mm-hmm.
If you wanted to buy it or don't have Kindle, then yes, there's a charge for the book.
Okay. And that's pretty cool.
I get some of it. Amazon gets the biggest share, I guess.
All right. Well, you'll have to keep us posted and let us know how many. Now, can you tell how many people download the book and look at it, or did you get some feedback?
I can through the author's portal. I've been too busy publishing to bother worrying about whether or not. My goal was not to see how many I could sell, but can I actually publish a book and be a published author?
Okay. I think, all right. Cool. Well, I want to say that you are the #1 best-selling author for today on Kindle. So I don't know if we can do that or not, but anyway, well done, Bob. And I'm sure there will be a lot more coming up in the future. I'm going to switch over to, is Huey back now? What's going on with Huey?
I think his I don't know if his camera was turned on.
Huey, can you hear me? Huey's muted.
He's muted, and he's also doesn't have the camera on, so he may not.
Yeah, there we go.
There he
There
is.
we go.
He's back.
I,
All right.
I learned which button not to press.
All right, well, we got 4 minutes left. Let's go do some articles. You're in charge. You're up on the screen there.
Okay, this one was some in newsprint. The launch of GPT-01 has been unveiled, and this is just let's see. The model excels in complex tasks such as math, coding, and scientific inquiries, and questions about implications of AI surpassing human expertise in various fields. So that's that
I
article.
mean, it's now released on the free side because it was available for some time already for those of us that had a paid account.
It was a preview, and now it's been released as the released version.
Okay.
And Mozilla removes Do Not Track from Firefox because it was useless. It just, the article explains why it was useless and people weren't using it, and so they've removed it. This one was ChatGPT and Sora experienced a major outage. We've already talked about that. And this one is surprising data. 15% of Google searches are driven by only 148 terms. Now, this is an interesting article because it talks about what the most searches are in Google. And it's like the article that we talked about earlier. This is what people are using to search. And it's just amazing. See if I can bring this up and if we can read it. 56% of Google searches are for generic terms, and the long trail accounts for just 3.6%. Let's see if they list, yeah. 148 terms. Most of them are navigational queries. 10 of the most searched are YouTube, Gmail, Amazon, Facebook, ChatGPT, Google Translate, WhatsApp Web, Google Maps, and Pornhub. And then the article goes and talks about all of these numeric things and statistics. Next article is a Guide to Creating Short Form Videos. This isn't by Bob, but it talks about how to create short form videos. And this I thought was interesting. It's a list of 30 plus AI tools and some of the things that you can, programs that you can use or apps that you can use for AI. Am I still on?
Yep.
Okay, just want to make sure. No one's commenting. Google expands. Yeah, this is yours. Yep.
Google expands OS upgrades to 5 years for Pixel 6, 7, and Pixel Fold.
Right.
This was an interesting article. Scientists recently discovered opens up possibilities for developing new antibiotics through AI. Big field in medicine is new things being made. This is a smash the replay button 24 recap of YouTube on TV. That's the same article, Huey. That
is it the same article? Okay.
Yeah, it's the same article, which was what we talked about before. All right, I think we are. It is 10 o'clock. I just want to couple of more. The last Murray Strom said the app is called Vips Mobile Pay and is in the Apple Store in Canada. So it is available as well in Canada. Vips is the new alternate pay. All right, it is top of the hour and it's time for us to leave. I want to thank everyone for coming. We do appreciate that your time is valuable, and we do hopefully you've had some fun. We've talked about some really new stuff. If you want to try the Lego, try that Lego app. Let me know how that works out, and maybe try Vips and all sorts of new stuff we talked about today. Give Sora a try. Oh my gosh, I'm just exhausted after all that. That's such an exciting show. So thanks so much for coming, and thank you, Bob, for being here, and keep those books published. That's quite amazing.
I have
Ray,
more
we always-
coming next month.
Okay, Ray, we always appreciate you being here. It's always great to have you. Even though we lost you, we did miss you that time we lost you. You might not think so, but in our hearts we did, right, Bob?
And you
Huey,
lost me for a while too.
yeah, you got to learn your buttons. You're pushing the wrong buttons there, but you'll
Not
be back.
having two screens and using a laptop that I'm not really used to.
That
I
makes a
know,
big
you'll be
difference
back.
for sure.
You'll be
They've
back.
done that.
You'll be back at home shortly. So, all right, listen. So, thanks for coming, guys, and we will see you.
Hi,
Don't forget our
everybody.
Monday show. We'll be back on Monday, and then of course here next week. Talk soon. Bye now.
Bye,
Hello.
everybody.
Bye bye.